I acknowledge that former Secretary of State Brian Kemp will be certified as the victor in the 2018 gubernatorial election. But to watch an elected official who claims to represent the people in this state baldly pin his hopes for election on the suppression of the people's democratic right to vote has been truly appalling. So let's be clear, this is not a speech of concession. Because concession means to acknowledge an action is right, true, or proper. As a woman of conscience and faith, I cannot concede that. But my assessment is the law currently allows no further viable remedy. In the coming days, we will be filing a major federal lawsuit against the state of Georgia for the gross mismanagement of this election and to protect future elections from unconstitutional actions.
Coming into the 11 Alive newsroom, this is just coming in. The judge has now ruled against Stacey Abrams in a lawsuit filed by her voting rights group, Fair Fight. Now, this is 4 years after Abrams challenged the state's voting system after her gubernatorial loss to Brian Kemp. The judge stated that, quote, partially quote, although Georgia's election system is not perfect, the challenge practices did not violate the Constitution.
Doge has did more digging, and they have exposed the Biden administration giving $20 billion to 8 nonprofit agencies for energy, okay, for them to start doing smart homes and solar things and whatnot. Now, what Doge has also found is that $2 billion of that money have been earmarked for a group called Power Forward Communities, which is linked to Stacey Abrams. Now, Stacey Abrams, who's the lady that was in the first clip, the election denier, the woman who cannot get over the fact that she did not win the gubernatorial race in Georgia when she ran against Brian Kemp, went as far to even sue the state. Now, you know how these libtards, they love to always talk about, 2020 election and Trump is not one to admit that Joe Biden won, admit it. And do you know that the Democrat Party has been contesting elections since the 2000 election of W? Remember the Florida case that went to lawsuits and cases, and they have contested every single election that a Republican has won, every single one. In the as far as in the governor races too. Now, with this recent breaking news, you got those that have exposed $2 billion going to an organization connected to Stacey Abrams. Now, check out what's going on, what type of impact these buzz by Doge are having. And then I'm going to come back and show you this other clip and this article that really lays it out. Now, check this out.
Flipped Georgia blue in 2020, registering thousands of voters in the process. But now, New Georgia Project is facing financial scrutiny.
Political reporter Doug Reardon is in Midtown after speaking with employees who say they're the casualties of the group's money problems.
Well, a lot of people know this group that was founded by Democratic activist and two-time gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams. Even she distanced herself from the group today as they battle some serious financial turmoil.
I definitely think that there has been a lot of mismanagement of funds.
Current and former employees of New Georgia Project are concerned about the group that's helped register thousands of Georgians to vote. Members of the group first raised red flags 2 years ago, providing us a report that expressed, quote, lack of oversight from board members, causing, quote, substantial financial loss.
And I think this sends a pretty clear message.
Just this month, NGP was hit with the largest state ethics fine in history, $300,000 for misuse of money. Then, Monday, 14 employees were abruptly fired with no notice.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Maui Bigelow was one of them. She was with NGP for 4 years, but Monday, she lost her job and her health insurance as she battles multiple myeloma cancer.
These past few days, I've been scrambling, trying to get emergency appointments.
She's upset, feeling she was a casualty of NGP's mismanagement, and she wasn't alone.
Financially, I'm unstable right now.
Jasmine Keith was also fired Monday. She's a mother of 5 with a daughter in college and wants to know why money was spent elsewhere instead of on NGP's employees.
Like $50,000 on t-shirts, hundreds of thousands on book signings. To terminate us and give us 1 week's worth of severance and 3 days worth of health care, it's crazy.
Fired employees we talked to say they never received complaints about their work. They feel there's some bitter irony, too, in being fired by a group that prides itself on lifting marginalized voices.
None of that happened this week. It's
ironic, too, because we had an economic justice campaign.
And today, Stacey Abrams distanced herself from New Georgia Project, telling the Atlanta Journal-Constitution she hasn't really been active in the group she founded since about 2017. She also said her thoughts are with those employees who were laid off. From Midtown, Doug Reardon, Atlanta News First.
If you like this video and you're enjoying the content, do me a solid. Hit that like button. I'll never ask you for a cash app. I'll never ask you for a super chat. You have to excuse the hotel room. My company, we're training for Chrysler out in Louisiana. I own a sales training company. And this week we're in Louisiana training for Chrysler. So on this channel, I share political and current events and also selling tips and techniques. So subscribe to the channel. And when you do, hit that notification bell and select all. That way you'll be notified when I upload new videos. Now that clip that you just saw, that clip is from weeks ago, before Doge had even exposed the $2 billion that Stacey Abrams' association, her nonprofit, got from the Biden administration. So even getting the $2 billion, they were laying people off, not making payroll, firing people. You think something funny happened with that money? And wait till you hear the qualifications that they had when they got this money. In this article that I'm going to share with you, I'm not going to read the whole article. I'm just going to give you the little juicy points. And then I'm going to let Lee Zeldin, who's talking to Maria, really explain it to you really as quick as he possibly can, what's really going on. And it'll blow your mind because Stacey Abrams, she has been one of the loudest mouths on the Democrat side, always calling things election fraud. And as you saw in that initial clip, she couldn't deal with the fact that she lost the gubernatorial race twice. And every time the Democrat lose, they think, oh, it's fraud, it's fraud. But whenever somebody else accuses them of fraud, oh, this person can't deal with reality. You see, in that Democrat world, it's the world of deflection. Whatever they're accusing somebody of is what they are literally doing. It's just like the legislation that Democrats passed. You ever pay attention? Joe Biden passed Inflation Reduction Act. Guess what it did? Increased doggone inflation. The Border Security Act. Guess what that did? It would have legalized opening up the border permanently. It would have legalized illegal immigration. You know, every time. So start paying attention. Whenever the Democrats present a bill, you have to realize that whatever that bill's name is, it is the complete opposite going on. Think about the Environmental Protection Agency. The environment has gotten worse and worse every single year. These are all liberal constructs. These are all parts of the Green New scam that got everybody freaking out. Oh, this, that, and the other. Let me digress from that, okay? But I'm going to get back into this. Now, check out some of the things that they qualify, how they qualified. Number one, 8 companies got $20 billion from the Biden administration. Matter of fact, I'll let you read it right here. EPA administrator likens Biden energy scheme connected to Stacey Abrams to throwing gold bars off the Titanic. EPA recently revealed that the Biden administration allowed 8 entities to distribute $20 billion of taxpayer money at their discretion. Environmental Protection Agency Administrator Lee Zeldin likened the Biden-era green energy scheme that saw $2 billion in funds sent to Stacey Abrams linked climate group to throwing gold bars off the Titanic in a Sunday appearance on the Fox News channel. This group in 2023, now this is Stacey Abrams' group, in 2023 only received $100. This isn't even like it's a long-time group that has a reputation of handling large budgets. They received $2 billion in 2024, Zeldin told Sunday Morning Features. On page 1 of their grant agreement, it tells them that they have 21 days to distribute all the $2 billion. So they got 21 days to get rid of the $2 billion. On page 7 of the grant agreement, it gives them 90 days to complete a training called How to Develop a Budget. So really think about that. You get 21 days to get rid of the money. You get 90 days to watch the training on how to manage a budget. I would say that any entity that needs training on how to develop a budget shouldn't be actually distributing money before they take that training. And they certainly shouldn't be receiving $2 billion to be distributed that rapidly. So really understand what's going on. And I know you do. The Stacey Abrams group, the Stacey Abrams linked group, Power Forward Communities, received $2 billion. $2 billion. Had 21 days to get rid of it, 90 days to learn how to budget it. And the previous year had only gotten $100. And there's no record of anything they've ever done to help any community anywhere. Now, see, how can anybody continue to support this Democrat Party? It's such a joke. For so many years, they have lied, manipulated, and have played on the backs and the minds of the American people, turning good people against good people. But now it's time for us to turn everything around and put the spotlight on them. And that's exactly what's happening. So Stacey Abrams, with her election denying self, is now caught up. And as you saw in that other clip, she pulled away from the other company, from the other organization when they started firing people. I wonder if they knew that Doge was coming down the pipe. And so they were kind of doing like those, those stock companies do when they just pop up and they just start whamming and bamming. And then when things get hot and the feds get on them, they hurry up and pack it up and move. It's a movie called Boiler Room. It's one of my favorite movies where it kind of shows you how that's done. But it's kind of like that where they start these nonprofits, and as soon as the heat starts coming, they pack it up and go start another one. Until now. Are you seeing all the billions of dollars that the Democrat Party has been using to feed it to the media? I mean, to find out that they was funding the BBC and Politico, to name a few, to find out that they was giving Bill Gates money, to find out they was giving Soros funding for certain things, we didn't have to use his money. That's the rich person way. So when they act like George Soros is such a philanthropist, he's not giving any money without making 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times his money back. Intelligent people know that. So that's why whenever the government is trying to give a handout, the people have to be wise enough to know whatever they give you, multiply that times 100 or 1,000. That's what you're going to be giving up. At best. At best. It could be much worse. But hey, listen, I appreciate you. I'm going to stop on that note. I'm so happy that they continue to peel this onion back. Stacey Abrams, she got a lot of explaining to do. And I appreciate you for watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button for me. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Other than that, I'm Brian Maxwell. I really do appreciate you for watching. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you at the top. Over and out.